Mhm. Hi, everybody. It's your friend Corey at Mighty Mushroom, or a Mighty Mushroom. I tried to go live moments ago. It did not function properly. Therefore, I had to start again. And that is dangerous. So, tonight, I think we're going to do something cool. We are going to do something different. See if I can get another Chrome window open here.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, e, ooh, e.
That worked. You have to do it with your laptop, though?
It's doing this weird update thingy.
I don't think it works on the phone very well, honestly.
There's like some kind of Comanche behind you.
Ah,
She just got axed.
that was my kidney.
You got tomahawked in the kidney.
I need your kidney.
No.
I need your kidney for nourishment.
God.
Oh man, yeah. It's not. There's no high def anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh darn.
Oh darn. So I think we're gonna just do dumb eBay stuff tonight because I feel like I just need to do some eBay research and that we should do it kind of live on the internet.
Yeah, I'm just printing my shipping.
Yeah.
I have like 50 packages to ship.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a good
When was the last time you shipped?
Friday.
Damn, you did 50 orders?
Between eBay and Poshmark, yeah. I had 32 auctions end on Friday. Friday. And one lady bought, I want to say, almost 20 things.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't paid yet because she wants to add more things. So she's adding like some additional stuff.
Okay.
She's like, me and my daughter love vintage, and she bought a bunch of my like lower priced auctions. But I'm like, I don't give a shit what you do with it. Like, get it out of my life. But she said that they love vintage stuff, so she's buying stuff for her and her daughter, and like she's waiting for a couple other auctions to end. And so if she had paid, I would have had even more shit to ship. So I'm kind of glad she didn't.
I'm really fed up with buyers right now. I'm in like this state where I'm like,
you had a bad couple of instances.
Oh my god. No, another one just happened where somebody like I have a Brahmin, it's purple crocodile. It's a beautiful crocodile. It's been in my store for a little bit. It's a really unique and beautiful purse. It's not a print, it's real croc and
I remember that.
Yeah, I had it for 160. Somebody offered me 100. I took the offer and they made the offer first. And then said, "Well, it looks like there's some." This is a $1,000 purse, by the way. Like, it costs $1,000. It's not. We're not playing around here.
No, it was a really nice item. I remember.
Well, they're like, "Oh, I reviewed the pictures, and it looks like there's some wear at the bottom." Well, yes, this is I believe this purse is from like the 80s, probably. So there is, some wear, some obviously visible wear at the bottom, but that's it. The rest of the purse is like so minty, and it's like really beautiful crocodile leather. And so they're like, "Oh, there's some wear at the bottom, blah 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 blah." And I basically said, "You know what? I'm just gonna cancel the order. Like, it's cool. Like, I actually don't want to talk to you. I don't want you buying from me, and I'm actually just gonna block you."
So did you take the defect on it then?
No, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay. You told them you were gonna do that?
I said you should probably just cancel the order then.
Okay.
Because it's like I get sick of like I mean, you bought stuff from me. You know what my like quality, like what my I have a quality expectation that's really high, I think. Like I don't sell junk, you know, I sell like really good stuff and it's not new. It's not.
But not everybody knows that.
Yes, but I put like lots of pictures in, and you can definitely see in the picture that, I mean, this is a vintage item, and if it is a vintage item, there is going to be some wear. I mean, just that is the way it is. And if you're not comfortable with that, just go buy a Bramine purse. Go find an alligator Bramine purse. Go find one on the internet. Buy it new. It's gonna cost you a G. Just do that. Like sometimes the pain in the front of my head is about to explode right now.
Can I play devil's advocate, or do you not want me to?
No. You know, I mean, it's just like sometimes the snowball gets big and it just knocks me over.
Well, you've had a couple like big hits. Like,
oh yeah.
So I get that every question now is gonna feel like, is this another big hit?
Yeah.
But I just want.
I mean, it's just the whole deal. It's just like the non-paying buyer, the fact that, you know, like I take a deal and I still have to wait for money. Like I'm getting so fed up with that. It's starting to drive me.
I have had so many things
it's really starting to drive me crazy
that I have to relist, and you can't even relist it right away.
I know. I have to fucking
wait 6 days.
At least.
At the bare minimum, 6 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I really strive to provide like amazing items at awesome prices, and I really feel like that's kind of like the ethos. But somebody got a pair of there were 96 Griffies, and they are beautiful. I mean,
I looked at the pictures after you sent me what happened, and I was like, those look new.
They are new. They were sealed inside of a bag. So somebody pressure sealed them inside of one of those like what do you call it? Like I don't even know what you call it. Like the seal-a-meal bags. They were inside of a seal-a-meal bag.
Yes.
And if you want them to last, that's what you do. What happens is a lot of people have ozone generators and those kind of things in their houses, especially in the 90s. And what it does is it breaks down rubbers and those like supple plastics and stuff, and they crumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
These were in mint condition and protected from the elements, and I've never seen a pair of these shoes like this. And I mean, I sold them for $150, but they were worth way more than that, way more than that. If I would have held out and put a higher price, they're a $400 to $500 pair of shoes. So when I sell these things to provide value to the marketplace, and you get that type of response, sometimes it just drives me crazy. Like you saw that Pendleton piece where, I mean, that is the entire piece. It is in the pictures, and the measurements are there, and it's a wool piece. It's from the 40s or 50s, most likely the 50s. So this is what happened. So Pendleton cost over $100 a yard for anything that's like colorful and tribal at this point, if you want the actual fabric. Now, a blanket's going to cost you like $250, but that's going to be a wool cotton blend, like the newer camp blankets. And there's a lot of stuff that's, you know, special edition that they're never going to make again. I mean, they issued things less than 100, less than 50, sometimes less than 30. There's some really amazing pieces that Chinook Country blanket or Chinook Nation blanket that's in my office. I mean, I think there's less than 100 of those ever made. So how do you find comps on that? You know, it's very, very difficult. And that pattern that she bought for, you know, $150, which is like 2.5 yards probably. If that was new and it was one of the available patterns, it would cost $97 a yard, and it would be around $250. Well, she paid $150 for something they haven't made since the probably 60s, you know, that they might have made 1,000 feet of, and that's it. And you know, it's especially with those like artistic pieces that I really know about, and they really have like an impact on like what I do and how I do it. When somebody complains like that, it's like, awesome. You don't want it? Send it back. So what happened is I left the tag on it that said $1.50. When do you think Pendleton cost $1.50 a yard? Let's talk about that.
And to be fair, a lot of people who would be purchasing that would want that tag on there. That's
exactly
a collector's item.
Exactly. Why would I take the tag off?
You shouldn't.
Do you think I bought it for $1.50? Are you fucking crazy? Oh my god! And even if I did, like, you saw it, you loved it, and you agreed to pay for it.
You should mention that the person complained because the tag was on there, and basically said, you know, why were you charging this much when it was $1.50 a yard? Like, do they like
50 years ago
or more?
Yeah, it could. I think it's from the late 50s, early 60s. So, yeah, it's more than 50 years old. Anyway, that shit was made before somebody like landed on the moon. You know, it's like,
they're like, what do you mean it was $1.50?
I should just share this. Like, oh my god. So everybody can block this. If you sell Pendleton, block this person from buying from you.
Thank you.
I almost didn't. Will you make me some nachos?
They're not nachos. It's. I mean, if you want nachos, that's fine. But this is.
Will you make me some nachos?
I've been busy.
Yeah. Rob says it's like somebody scratching 12 cents off Spider-Man.
Exactly, because you don't want anyone to know what it was worth originally.
Yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. I want to show you guys this piece. I'm going to share it because it is exceptional. It really is exceptional. And
it is super cool.
I'm going to show it. I'm going to screen share it. I actually regretted selling it, so maybe it was my own karmic. I have 35 orders to ship tomorrow. All orders paid and shipped. Pendleton. And it's funny, like right after that, somebody bought a piece that's like 20 inches wide and the same length for like $80 or $90. So, and I've never had anybody complain. I've been selling Pendleton for a long time, and I really do seek out amazing pieces. And they really are difficult to find. I mean, if you're out there in the chat, tell me how many, Pendleton pieces from the 50s, 60s, 70s that you found in the last couple weeks or months or fucking years. All right, let's screen share this. I want to show everybody this because, I don't know, it's just grinding my gears. Grinding my gears. All right. Oh, shoot. Crap. Hide doesn't match description or photos. Okay. So this is the cost of the fabric I received is ridiculous. I can't believe you charged $250 for 2 remnants that were sewn together or extremely small for that amount, if money. I will be returning the 2 items that I purchased from you under false pretenses. We're going to go back and look at the description of this item just so you guys can see. You left a tag on one stating it was $1.50 per yard, and you tried to sell it for $150. I actually did sell it for $150. So, Let's look at the item here, because this is, I mean, it is absolutely beautiful, and you can really see that this is the item. Can everybody see that?
That's so pretty.
It's beautiful, and I've never seen this piece. Look at that. It's just beautiful. The colors are beautiful. And then I just included a couple Pendleton tags. So, I mean, you can see that it's a cut piece, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you include measurements in the listing?
Yeah, look. 34 by 66. Pendleton, Cayuse, black turquoise, black red, Western native, blanket, blah, 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 remnant. Everything's there. Look, there's even more pictures. I'm going to do a little close-up so you can kind of see the condition. Look. I mean, this is old shit that you cannot find. Look at the vibrancy of that red.
Someone could make something really amazing out of that. Like,
you can make a lot of amazing things out of this. So I just, I mean, look, these are all the Pendleton pieces I've sold. This one sold for $100, and it was ratty as shit. And you could see that. Look, you could see.
And it's not as cool.
Not even close. Look, there's just like holes in it. This is a Calvin Coolidge. It's the pattern that this was like in the Calvin Coolidge region or whatever. Harding, excuse me, not Coolidge. But I mean, look, this is $100. This is $100. This is 64 by 65, and it's not even that cool, right?
No, it's much more plain.
And look, it's all ripped up and shit. I mean, this old Pendleton stuff is impossible to find. I'm telling you guys, like, when I find their pieces of this stuff, they're all in a single place where somebody like hoarded it, and it's just very, very, very hard to find. So, like, oh, this was an amazing piece. You can see like the reel ended. So this is what people really love to collect. When one spool ends and they attach it to the other one, that's what the sewing is. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is another piece that came off the loom, right? This is another Harding, but this is a really rare colorway. You probably won't find that. You know, you could look high, dry, low, and you wouldn't find it. The other piece that she got was an amazing. This is amazing. I mean, look at that. Look at the color variance. We gave her 2. You know, it was off the roll. And look at how intricate the pattern is and how vibrant the colors are. This is from the 1920s, most likely, based on how it's formed.
It's so ridiculous that this person must just be clueless.
It's in beautiful condition. Look, there isn't a hole in it. It was in a plastic bag for 100 years. I mean, look at this. You don't find. I'm just telling you, you don't find this stuff. It just doesn't. It's not out there.
Well, like you said, you kind of said that you wish you hadn't sold it, right?
No, I wish this piece was fine. I wish I didn't sell this.
The other one.
And I still. So she's like 100. Like, I had this piece for $200, and I really do believe that's a great deal.
Well, I think now you'll either get to keep it if you want it, or you'll sell it for more.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not cool. Screen share. Did I stop screen sharing? Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. No, I've just had some like returns on some items that are. I've been packing orders myself for the last like almost 2 weeks, and I'm pretty particular. I'm extremely particular about how things are packed. I mean, these are items that I found. Now I'm listing everything and I'm packing it, so it's like there's a defect that is beyond reproach, or the condition of the item is bad. Like, my reputation is like very important to me, but I also really, really dislike being defrauded. Like on the shoes, they're trying to defraud me. It's somebody with 7 feedback on eBay, and it's just very obvious. Ooh. So you said you saw the pictures of that item. Yeah, they look new?
I thought they looked like never worn.
They weren't worn. They were hermetically sealed. No, like.
Well, the fact that she hasn't sent photos is like super suspicious to me.
So then I asked her to send photos.
You did?
I asked her to send photos, and she's like, I can't. What do you mean you can't? She's like, oh, I need your email. It's like, no, you need to send
No. You send them through eBay.
Here, right here. Yeah, I'm not going through that shit.
No, we're not stupid here.
Yeah, so she's trying to defraud me, certainly, and I'm gonna fight. This is one that I'm gonna fight. I don't care if I get a defect. I don't have any defects right now, so I'm just gonna fight it.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. So, oh, I just got a payment. I'm more about the long-term game, but like sometimes there's certain things, and I'm in a certain mood where I'm like, you know what? Today, I can't take this today.
No.
I'm not taking this today. I'm not. You know, a lot of the so there is a lot of fraud on there's a lot of fraud in any type of business, right? Especially like physical product sales. There's tons of fraud. So you can see that like people return stuff to all kinds of stores where they take parts out and return it, and this happens thousands of times every day, right? They don't check things, they don't care, they just do their thing. Well, I kind of feel like sometimes it's just too much. It's just too much. I stopped selling on Amazon. I recalled all of my inventory. I have no inventory on Amazon anymore. The fraud rate was so high that I was like, I don't care that I'm making money even after this fraud. I just don't want to be part of this platform where like fraud is just like accepted as part of how business happens, Like I'm an honest business person and I want to be associated with honest business people and honest platforms. Like you guys can have your thing. Do it. It's cool.
No, I agree. I don't want to be a part of that either.
So it's not just, it's being complicit in a certain way. It's not always about the money. It's about how things like move forward, right? And how things grow in the future. And like, I don't know. I'm just super salty right now.
It's okay. I'll allow it. As the queen of salts, I will allow it.
As the queen of calcium chloride.
You are allowed your one day. Get over it tomorrow.
This is my salty day.
I want it back tomorrow.
You want the positive back tomorrow?
No, I want the saltiness back.
Oh, you need your salt.
I need my saltiness back for the week. I'm sorry.
You need to be the salt.
I have to have it.
So I kind of like lost my hat somewhere during the weekend, and so like in the office I just picked a random one and like took it out of inventory, one of the Nike ones, and it was this buffalo. And I guess a lot of people who went to this university, it was like University of Colorado at Buffalo, at Boulder, they're the buffs. Like 15 people were like, "Are you a buff? Are you a buff? Are you a buff?" And I'm like. I was like, it's a buffalo.
Like it's just a hat.
I need to put a black marker on the C and the U and just make it the cute, because I like the cute buffalo. Look, he's like running. He's like, I wanted to say he's galloping, but I think more like he's like
charging.
I think he's frolicking.
The frolicking buffaloes. That's a few names.
I like it better if he frolics.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I was gonna do some work today, but maybe I can. I don't want to. I feel like like $400 in returns in like 24 hours is like.
I know, but that means you got to work harder.
Well, I mean, I'm doing it all myself now, and I'm doing 20K a month, so I'm not. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. But so on Monday, what I'm doing is like the hallway when you walked in, I'm cleaning all that out, and I'm moving the. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do. The listing room, probably for now, is going to move to my back office, right?
Mhm.
And then I'm going to keep that cool West Elm desk in the front room, and we'll put some racks in there too for intake. And then I'm going to just drill a hole into the into the fascia, like into the brick on the outside of the building. And I got a picture frame, and I'm just going to paint it with chalkboard chalk and say, "Hey, I'm buying these things." You know,
That works.
I think it's such an affluent area, and there's so many people walking. I just think that I don't have to acquire that many items to do that well. You know,
Here's trouble.
Rob.
What's up, Corey? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm in a bad mood. You have to behave tonight, okay? To behave yourself.
Like every night. I'm always a good boy.
Not always. Not always. What's going on?
Not much.
I didn't go to any estate sales this weekend. Thursday,
Nothing?
Friday, nothing.
Oh, you're cracking out. You must be like, ugh.
I had to restructure, so I had roughly 300 unlisted items in my building, so I had to work to get that backlog done.
Oh, so I did too, but I still. I mean, I didn't do the listings. I mean, I went to the sales.
And there's the difference between the two of you.
I was cracking out.
In doing 20,000 in sales a month and doing 2,000 in sales a month.
Truth.
Trying to get to 30. So, yeah. So I hired a staff, which I no longer have. So I am on staff now.
Nobody?
I am only working. Well, I have 2 contractors. So
okay, so you still have more time.
Yeah, I went back to only contractors, but I actually haven't even had them coming in because I don't know, man. I didn't have a breakdown, but I was like, I need to get back in touch with the way that my business is operating on all levels, and then maybe I can expand again. But it got lost very quickly, you know. So for example, the guy who was doing like my shipping and order processing and that kind of thing, like generally shipping would take him between 3 and 4 hours. I was doing the same job, not rushing in 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
So, I couldn't continue that process, you know?
I mean, in economics, I don't want to get into like college, or study, the opportunity cost, you'd say, well, if you value your time at $50 an hour or whatever it is, and then, you figure out, is it worth it if somebody takes for you to go out and source or do your thing? Is it worth it? Like, because obviously, no one's going to do it as good as you. Right. No one's going to do it in an hour.
Yes.
Right? Hello.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool if you don't do it in an hour. Do it in an hour and a half.
2 hours. Okay.
But 4 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just like, at that point, I can just do it myself. And I actually like doing it. Like shipping, I like. And the most orders come in after, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning. That's when the bulk of the orders come in. And I don't source that day anyway, because I've already been sourcing through the weekend. So it's just like last week I had 48 orders, and I picked and packed them in an hour and 10 minutes.
Now, are you still working on trying to get the third-party customers to do that thing, or no more? You're not doing that right now.
What third-party customers?
Remember that they would store would like fulfill.
No, I am doing fulfillment.
Okay, because I thought maybe since you don't have as much help, you kind of don't want to.
No, it's great because right now it's adding like 5 orders a day, and I mean,
And you charge them by month, by the space, not by the orders that you send out, right?
It's by the space per month.
Yeah.
So, but if your average order is $40, right? Just do the math here. So one person does like on average 2, and the other person does on average 3. So 3 times 30 times 40, they're doing like roughly $3,700 a month in sales.
Okay.
And they're paying less than 10%.
Because I know basically you said something like they have to give you items that fit in like standard boxes from the post office, nothing like Frankenbox, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want it in a Frankenbox, you can certainly Frankenbox it yourself, as long as it fits into that 15 by 22 by 30. It needs to fit in the IKEA box. If it doesn't fit in the IKEA box, it doesn't go on the shelf. If you want special fulfillment, I'm going to charge you a lot of money for that because it's expensive. It takes a lot of money. If you want me to pack guitars, it takes me 20 minutes.
Forget guitars. I was talking about something like a board game or something like.
Well, that just goes right into a board game box. Like I have flat rate board game boxes. That's how we're going to pack it.
Yeah, but board game boxes.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
$17, right?
Great. Figure out how to make your shit. Yep, I don't care.
Yeah.
It goes flat rate if it can. If it's under a pound, it goes first class, and we'll make it first class. Like we'll include the packing materials for it to go first class. But if it's priority, if it's not first class, we're not gonna FedEx is. It's probably better just to go first class on everything, most likely. If you can't afford to ship a board game first class, you probably shouldn't have bought that board game. That's the truth, really.
Yeah.
You don't want to ship it Smart Post. Smart Post is terrible, and it's one of the only options that works that isn't.
I did get lucky. It's funny. I did get lucky with that one Smart Post. I know there's a lot of people that have issues, but I got lucky with one. I sent it out. It was going to Colorado. I sent it out. I rolled the dice. I had it parcel select on the drop down parcel select, and it was the mega disc changer, the 300 CDs.
Jesus Christ!
It sold for it was funny because it sold for $55 plus $55 shipping, $110. I was like, oh shit. And then when I looked at Smart Post, it was $42 instead of $55. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me try a Smart Post. And it got there fast.
If it's on your side of the Rockies, it's usually pretty good.
Yeah. Nice. So, Corey, let me ask you a question.
So.
Oh, Kayla.
What is that? That's really cute. Is that Lenny's?
Yeah. It's a kitty.
Hello, kitty.
I think it's just
so what is your question? He texted me today, by the way. Rob texted me today with pictures of a leather jacket, and he's like, what's the white stuff on this leather jacket? I go, I don't fucking know. I can't.
Next question. If I text you, do you have to do the voice in addition to? You can't just say, "Oh, Rob asked you what's some white
voice." I have to.
Corey, I'm gonna show you the leather jacket. I'll be right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I fucking hate you right now.
I didn't realize I could get it and show it on his shitty webcam.
I'm leaving.
I'm gonna put a post-it note on my camera.
All right. Corey, let me know when you're looking. Oh, you're not even looking. What the heck is that? What are you doing? I can't even. You know you can mute the camera.
I could.
This is just a button.
Green Thrifty Life says, do we do books? I mean, I don't do books on like Amazon, but I know quite a bit about like vintage children's books.
Went to get some M&Ms. I only want to see shit you sold. I don't want to see anything else.
Nobody's going to be able to tell you what's on that leather jacket from a shitty cell phone picture.
All right, well, just try.
It's cum.
All right.
What do you want me to say?
There, he tried.
There, I did it.
Right. There's like white all over the
What
jacket.
happened? Let's make up a story about what happened. So this dude was a little bit chilly. He was in Monterey. And the cellar seals were mating. And they were like, oh my God, look at that hot beast. And one of them just slid onto the beach and just had it.
I agree that that's probably what happened.
See, because I looked up, it says something like, but this isn't mold. Mold is like spots.
It's paint. Somebody was painting and it splashed on the jacket.
Nah, it can't be paint.
Okay, well then I don't know. There was my one.
All right.
I had to guess.
It's either cetacean ejaculate or
You're
mold.
telling me, oh, Rob, you got to behave yourself. Watch your mouth.
No, we
You
never
told-
said watch our mouth. We said don't piss off Corey because he's in a mood.
Oy vey.
Totally different.
There.
We had such a good time this weekend, by the way.
It was great.
Tell everybody what an awesome time we had. We had such a good barbecue yesterday. Coal City Loot, who is always in the chat, she came out to Portland, and she's amazing.
Lauren was great.
Lauren is fantastic.
Oh my God. Whenever you meet somebody new and you've seen like their like social your social media sphere, it's really funny. She bought an amazing jacket for me, an amazing Pendleton that was made from a 1930s or 40s blanket. And I've done so much research about Pendleton, and I have never, ever found this blanket except for in one other place. Dale Chihuly has one in his museum at the Space Needle. And that's the only other example I've seen. So, pretty crazy.
There's one at the museum there?
Mm-hmm.
I've been there, but it was kind of
got
before...
so many, and they rotate through. You know that, right?
No, I didn't.
Dale Chihuly has the largest collection of trade blankets in the world. It's amazing. I mean, the art and artistry of those pieces is really amazing. Let's go to the chat and let's see what people are talking about. Oh, I love this fictional backstories. The first thing I hear when I open this live is "It's come."
Did Rob left?
No, I kicked him out.
Oh, you kicked him out?
Yeah, I did.
Oh boy.
You can come back.
He's gonna start texting me.
He's gonna just come back. I couldn't mute him, so I had to kick him out. Like, I don't know what happened where I can't, like, can I mute you? Let me see if I can mute you. Oh, see, I can mute you. No, unmute yourself.
So why me and not Rob? That's
Exactly.
a little backward.
That pisses me off because I know he did something so that I can't mute him anymore, and that's why I kicked him out. So, Rob, if you want to come back, make it so I can mute you because it's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, whatever you did, Rob, fix it.
Yeah. I didn't do anything. Oh, what else? Oh, yeah, so that was great. At the garage sale, I got a Canon 40D with 2 amazing lenses. I got Rebel XLTR, and then a Canon, one of the Canon cameras. I think it's like a 15 gigabyte internal memory, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Nicole coming from the sticks.
You just came the wrong way.
No, it was. I mean, there was cornfields.
No, dude, I actually went the most efficient route, and it still took like a year.
It's literally 10 minutes from my old house, which is not.
I've never been to.
Okay, it takes me like 15 minutes to get to my office.
There's no way.
Yes, because you just go straight down TV Highway. I'm literally off TV Highway.
It took me 43 minutes to get to your house.
Because you did not go the most efficient way.
I did. I went down 26 until bloggly, woggly, baggly, waggly, waggly. No, I did.
So my
good
office,
at maps.
I literally can turn onto the main road from my house and take it all the way to my office. Like it goes past my office.
And there's no way you can do that in 15 minutes. I'm sorry.
Regardless, I had a good time.
It cuts out all of the other bullshit. Have you ever been to the Hillsboro Bins? Yes. Hillsboro Bins are just a couple minutes from my house here.
Did I tell you that story where I was doing estate sales in Hillsboro and I went to the bins, and that's like that's the only time I went to the bins in Hillsboro, and you were actually there?
Yeah, because I used to go almost every day.
Yeah. And I was like, I think that's Nicole. Well, no, that's Nicole. Maybe I should go say hi. I was like, she's like doing her business and stuff. I'm not doing anything.
I actually appreciate that.
Yeah.
She didn't really want to talk to you anyway.
I mean,
it's hard when you're working, and I get a lot of comments about how people will meet me, and I'll be out in like the field, and I won't. I saw this tweet the other day. Joe sent me a tweet by some celebrity. I see your notes, and it said like, it's really hard being in the public eye because you'll say hi, and then people will be like, "Did you hear the way they said hi?"
I mean, I didn't really know who. I saw a couple of your videos. I'm not a big YouTube watcher, as you probably already know. So I saw a couple of your videos or whatever, but I was like, I think that's Nicole, and like, she has purple hair and she's tall.
That was funny. Hi. Anyway,
but no, so I know that at that point you were working very hard because like I walked in one time and you were there.
Right, because I used to go almost every day, but
the quality has declined.
Yeah.
In a fashion that is almost impossible to even comprehend. It's so bad though.
It's not really worth it to go anymore. I mean,
how did it get so bad so fast?
I mean, people will blame us, but it wasn't us.
It has nothing to do with us.
Because it's the stuff getting sent there is different.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to shop. So the original Portland Goodwill outlet was across McLaughlin, where the big where the Pendleton store is now, the Pendleton outlet, and that place was amazing. Like you could basically only buy things in Gaylords or like furniture. So like you would go in and buy entire Gaylords, and that's it. And then in like 2003 or 4, they moved over to that new location. And that was the craziest gold mine forever.
Yeah.
I used to buy like JBL speakers, like the old school ones that are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars for ones of dollars, like amazing, like crazy technological items, laser beams, like component chips, like by the pound. Now they don't do light bulbs and stuff anymore, but I used to. There was one time where I walked in and I bought a pallet of like high pressure sodium grow lights that were still like wrapped on the pallet. So I moved the pallet out, cracked it off, loaded all the lights up, and it was like $70. It was like 700 light bulbs that were like $24 a piece. I mean, it used to be crazy. There was one time I bought these scoreboards that were in like a local gymnasium for like a high school or whatever, but it had all the control boards and stuff. So like brought them the big ones, like it was like 9 feet long and like 6 feet high, you know, $2 or something, you know, like seriously less than $20. And there were 2 of them. I have some crazy bin scores that are just unbelievable.
I've had some crazy bin scores too. I mean, like even in the clothing department, I found some really crazy pieces.
Yeah.
But the clothing isn't even like the same. Like the bins are half empty now when they roll them out.
Yep. There's no tags, so I haven't seen any tags from Goodwills for the last 3 months.
Mine do have tags too. I mean, they still have them coming out, but it'll be like 1 to 10. Like every 10 bins, like 1 will have tags in it.
It used to be every bin was full of tagged items at this bins. Like it would just be full of tagged items all day. And Kayla was there, and you know, somebody did pull an Awesome Tommy thing while we were there. We were there for like 45 minutes, an hour.
It was crazy.
But there wasn't much good stuff.
No, I mean, the shoes were really good. I mean, I don't like the bins. Everyone knows I don't like the bins. But the shoe selection at these bins this one time was, like, pretty decent. It wasn't, like, out of this world. But, like, it was pretty good.
I mean, they had good brands, but the conditions were really bad. The condition, nothing was in very good condition.
There was that gynecological table, though. I'm just saying. At-home pap smears.
I think you can still make a good living at the bins, but, I mean, I'm just trying to do things differently, and I can't.
I think that you need to spend way more time, and you need to do way more digging, and
look, I didn't have capital. I have capital now, right? And that makes a big difference in your business. So I have money to spend on items. When I first started out, I didn't have money to spend on items, right? So it was like I would spend $100, and that was like it for the week when you first start out, you know?
Yeah.
And now we can spend $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week. So
I can spend $10,000 a day.
Right. It's so different than when you're first starting out, that like you need the bins to build capital. And I still think you can do that because you can still find those like $10, $20 pieces. You just have to work in the beginning period. Like you have to work really hard.
Yeah. I think right now, if you work as hard right now as you did 3 years ago, you would be finding ASP 50, and now you're finding ASP 20, but for the same amount of work. Right? So.
No, I mean, clothing is so different than what you do, though, right? Like
I used to find clothing at the bins too, though.
I know, but like if you're purely doing clothing, having a $50 ASP wasn't ever at the bins.
Oh, I would argue that. I would tell you that that's not the case, but it depends on how many items you're talking about. I could pull out 10 or 12 $50 items every day. Now that was I used to source 8 hours a day at the bins. This was in 2000. This is before my daughter was born. So that was in 2000.
Well, 3 years ago,
2008.
if you had 3 hours to spend at the bins a day, you couldn't get an average sale price of $50 and make a living.
I don't think so either.
Because it wasn't there. And if you could spend 3 hours a day, because then you still have to spend time listing and shipping.
I never spent 3 hours a day at the bins. When I was like a strong bin sourcer, I would go for 8 hours a day.
I could never do that, right? I had kids, like young kids.
Yeah,
And, like,
this is before I had before I had the child.
right. It's different. Like, and that's the thing is everyone has different amounts of time, and like, and so you have to buy those items that are lower dollar because you have that stuff to list.
The opportunities at the bins here in Portland are far diminished, though. I will say that, and maybe my expectation is just higher, and like I'm full of shit, but I don't think so because I'm still willing to sell items that are, $30 to $70, electronics, clothes, whatever they are. It doesn't really matter what it is. I'm just not encountering any items that are sellable. There's just not very many of them. I mean, I went through like 8 bins that had just come out, and I found one camcorder in all of them. And it's like,
No, it's not the same. It's not at all.
yeah. So I think I was telling you this before. I just think that they're wholesaling the stuff, and the stuff they can't wholesale, they're dumping in the bins, which is probably what they intended to do anyway. It's like.
You know what, though? I've been going to the normal Goodwills, and I can tell you that I'm doing better now at normal Goodwills than I was 3 years ago, right? So I've noticed that a lot of people are saying their prices are going up, but the few that I go to, they've actually kind of evened out a little bit. So for a while, the ones I was going to, everything, like all the dresses would be $15 to $20. And they've gotten back down to like, $8 to $10, which is fair if you're going to sell it for $40.
Yeah.
So there are some in my area, not all of them. There's two very specifically, that have evened back out.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the Broadway, not the Broadway, the MLK Goodwill. They always have the end caps that are ridiculously priced shoes, but I always find like awesome Ferragamos and Allen Edmonds.
So that's
and all
where I
this
was today.
Oh, that's where you were today. You found what would you find? Tevas for $60.
Used Tevas for $59.99.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They were on an end cap, right?
Yes. Along with like more Nikes than I could shake a stick
Yeah,
at.
crazy
Of course,
pair
none
of
of
Nike.
I know anything about.
Pink and gray Nike ACG giant boots.
Yeah.
Those have been there for 7 weeks.
But I found some decent stuff. But I mean, finding a pair of shoes that was under $20 and was even half worth buying was hard.
Yeah. So every one of our Goodwills has like 4 or 5 rows of shoes on this side of town, and everyone has the same exact end cap full of nothing but Nike. And they're all priced very high, but they're all new for the most part.
Yeah, but why do they pull the insoles out of them? What is that? What is up with that?
I don't see that.
God damn it! Yeah, she saw it. They're all the insoles
of a pair because I was like, what am I even looking at? Nike's. That's like a complete foreign language to me.
That's weird. I was just at Goodwill like yesterday or the day before, and I
totally pull the insoles out of them, or people who walk in pull the insoles out of them.
Something's happening in your hood. Then it's not. That's not.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Interesting.
And I wonder if someone around your neighborhood is pissed off and pulling insoles.
Maybe.
No, people are definitely pissed off.
Because they tag our insoles, right? They write it on the bottom of the shoe, but they also tag the insole. So maybe someone's pissed in that neighborhood and just pulling out insoles. 3
to 4 times a week, less than a year ago, I would find 4 to 5 awesome tennis rackets and 5 or 6 great board games, like every week, like Cash Flow. Like I found several of like Hero Quests. I found like 4 Hero Quests last year, right? Crazy. And they just come out. And like this year, I haven't found I found like 1 Cash Flow that wasn't even complete. And it just seems like, I don't know. It's on my way to work, so I pop in there every single day. Whether I find something or not, I just monitor it. I have this idea that like you go in and you own the Goodwill, right? Like I go in every day and I do my round and I see what's on the shelf, I see what's not on the shelf, and I know what's new, and then I know what's staying there, you know? And it's like, that's kind of how you figure out how to make money from the Goodwill. The first step is like going at an interval so that you can.
So there's a Goodwill now in walking distance from my house, really, like if I wanted to. And I fully intend on going there basically every single day. Because why wouldn't I? It's on my way to work. Like, I'm just going to stop in, see what they have, and just start, like, making it.
I think you have to make the connections with the people who, like, are working there and figure out how to get shit before it goes somewhere else. They you know, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't want to buy from Goodwill, honestly. I want to get it before it goes there. I'm just going to, like, say that, and it's in full honesty. Like, I would rather provide the value to the people who are donating it to take the better items and give them money for those items.
Absolutely.
And they can donate the rest of the shit to Goodwill, because that's all Goodwill's doing anyway, is putting the biggest... They're putting the garbage on the shelf.
I have a little bit of a plan in my head. I'm trying to downsize my business a little. And with that, I really want to, like, be more aware of what I'm buying and more particular. Yeah. And I have a lot of friends who are well connected in the area, and I think that I just need to start tapping into that. And I haven't before, and it's kind of like offered to, but I've always just been like, yeah, I like thrifting and shopping, but like it's not good enough anymore. And I think that might also mean though, like doing some consignment, which kind of sucks, but it is.
Why do consignment when you could just buy it?
Because a lot of these ladies don't want to do that. They know they'll get more if they consign, and I have to compete with their local consignment shops.
No, I think that they're fed up with the consignment shops and they want money today, and they're frustrated because they can't get money today. And if they could get money today, you could get a better deal and they could get their money today. And I don't think that's a model that people are using in Portland, and that's what I'm going to start doing.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, what I want to do is I want to be able to connect into a certain social group.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, right?
And I already have the ends. Like, I'm already there, right?
Yeah.
Like, even one of my best friend's sisters is like this she's a socialite, like, that's what you would call it, right? And I've been talking to her on Instagram, and like I'm kind of putting the feelers out, and it's like all this stuff. And so I just want to get connected into this certain social group and then be the person that they sell their clothing to.
Yeah, I think that's where you start, certainly. You have to be really professional. Like, they don't want anybody to know that they're selling it to you, because if they're of that social class, they don't want people to know that that's what's happening. So you have to be able to defend that, you know, and like make it so that you, like, my place is like really secluded. You can walk down my hallway, sit down, have a glass of wine, we'll look at your stuff, and you can leave. And no one would know you were there. So that's kind of like part of it too, like a comfortable, secure place. It's convenient, you know, and I mean, being trustworthy is obviously I feel like I provide value in a lot of different ways. Like just like you're saying, like they need to know that when they come, they're going to get a fair price today, because that's what they want.
Right.
And I think that most consumers are like, because they want to go out and get something else. They're like, all right, so, you know, I got to put an extra $100 down on my next Louis Vuitton cherry bag. Like, it's cool. Like,
but I know women who literally spend $10,000 a month on clothing. Like, it's not a big deal. And those are the people that I want to like.
And I'm sure they still would like to get, like, when they want to get rid of that, instead of getting nothing,
they want to get a couple $1,000s back, right?
Awesome. Great. It's right here. Give you cash, a check. Do you want to put it in your Venmo account? Awesome.
But they don't wear anything twice.
Yeah, those are the ones I want to talk to.
Right. And I know them. I'm just not good at I need to be better at what I do.
Well, I mean,
Amen.
no, you need to decide what you want to be good at, right? Because I feel like when you decide what you want to be good at, you are. So it's not, I think you got to like flip that coin and say, yeah, like this is what I'm doing now. Let's be good at it. But for you, like, I really feel also that like you really have to like and believe in what you're doing, you know? So it's really important too. I just poked myself in the eye.
No, that's super true for my personality. Like, I mean, that's why I'm kind of downsizing and figuring out some different things because I didn't like what I was doing, so I wasn't good at it for a while.
So the people are going to bring you this stuff, and they are people who like a high-end experience, right? So they want a high-end experience when they come and sell the stuff too. So it's like
That's not true. So
I think
this
it
is what is
but they
going
would prefer it.
they're not going to bring me their stuff. The
You have to
people
go
who work
get
for
it?
them are bringing me their stuff.
Right.
And I know this because when I worked at the children's store, the best customers are the customers who had the nannies or the housekeepers bringing the stuff in.
Cool. That's good. That's good to know.
So I actually don't want the people who are bringing it in themselves. I want the people who are having staff bring me their stuff because
Yeah.
it's better stuff and they care less about it.
Yeah. They still want the money though.
They still want the money and that's fine, but they don't have time to deal with it and they want it gone and they don't want as much money as people who care enough about it to want to sit and drink a glass of
Yeah.
wine.
Well, you know, I think yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of like connecting with people that so the difference. So let's go another step. So you connect with a nanny. The nanny knows maybe the nanny doesn't know anybody, but you connect with the person with the shit. They know everybody, and then they come too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Here's the thing: you don't connect with the nanny originally. You connect with the person, and then they send the nanny.
mm-hmm.
You don't.
And then the money comes back through the yeah.
You don't ever. They don't ever step foot in your store. You're not finding these people because they're coming to you. You're going to them. You're going to social events, and you're meeting them, and then you're giving them the card, and then the nanny shows up with the stuff.
I'm never gonna do that.
But that's how you get the best stuff. Like,
yeah. I guess I don't need the best stuff. I just want stuff that is in very good condition, that has an average sale price above $50. That's it. That's all I want.
you can totally get that. I mean, I'm just saying that there's different ways to go about it than like
I want somebody who like it's the chance, like somebody's walking down the street and they see that I buy Nike and they're like, shit, my grandma has like fucking 9,000 Nike pieces in her fucking garage, and then they come in. You know, that's the type of thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for like those weird opportunities that exist because that's what I'm good at finding, you know? I'm trying to like just extend what I'm good at. You're good at that, and that's great, right? Being in a central location like I'm in, like I'm very close to very high wealth. So, I mean, the neighborhood that I'm in is, you know, a multi-trillion-dollar income neighborhood. I mean, it's crazy the amount of money in housing. I mean, there's within, you know, 700 meters, like less than a mile of me, there are, I don't know, like 400 houses above $1 million. It's fucking crazy.
right.
And I mean, in order to afford a house like that, you need a shitload of money. Or inherited. I just want the perfume. Bring me the perfume.
But I think you're gonna have to network outside of putting a sign up.
I'm gonna do that first and see what happens. I don't think you're right, though. I'm not arguing, and like you're right about a lot of things, but I think that a lot of these people don't want people to know that they're selling these things. That's what I think. And I think it's sitting in places where they're like, I know it's worth something, but I don't want to do anything about it.
I mean, I just want to give you like some, you know, that I did this though. I did this.
I know, but I think that your customer is slightly different than the person I'm trying to buy from.
I'm just saying I did this for 8 years where I had people coming into a store to sell things. So I know a little bit about like what people are willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know about like the best customers and their habits.
Okay. I'm listening.
No, that's all. So I'm just saying, like, I mean, you can argue with me, but I have like, I'm not just saying these things. I have experience.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think we're looking for the same things.
No, probably not.
Anyway, I'm gonna try an experiment and see what happens.
I think you'll do well this way. I'm not saying you won't do well. I just think that you can do well, and then you can do.
It won't matter if I don't, though, because it won't. If I acquire, it'll just be supplemental, right? It's not going to change my acquisition strategy unless it's successful. If it's successful, I will put more assets and more resources into that acquisition strategy, right? That's just how I do things. So I have no idea whether it's going to work, but I'm going to set it up so that if it doesn't matter.
No, absolutely. I'm excited to see how it goes. I hope that you do really well and that I can get some of your overflow.
That's what I
like.
I want both of you, or I want anybody to be able to like tell me what they want to get and let me, like, maybe I don't know how to buy it properly, but like let me know what you want, how to buy it, at least the basics, and I will. I mean, you have to buy it from me, but you have to let me know what you want. And honestly, I think the best thing is just putting out a sign that says, "This is what we want." Like it's like the law of attraction. Like, this is what we want, and I think people will bring it to me.
You put it out there.
I really believe that. I really believe that because that is how my life works.
I just need one of your. I want a fish?
You want a fish?
You don't get my joke?
No, yes.
The berry in the yard. Can you put that on your sign?
We buy Gucci, Choco, fish in the yard. We just put a.
We buy fish to break the curse.
You buy coochie though.
We do buy coochie.
Okay,
no, we actually have proven that we don't buy coochie.
You have to make the sign funny and witty.
Oh, well then he's screwed.
We buy coochie, we don't buy Gucci. Or we buy Gucci, we don't buy coochie. You have to write something dumb on there because then people will
I'm not going to use the word coochie, but yeah, okay.
What I'm saying is, here's what you also want. You want someone to take a picture and put it on Instagram and tag it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to put Instagram shit on there, too.
Well, I'm saying
so, like,
you need to do
people are going to pull up my Instagram and be like, oh, that dude buys Ferraris.
No, but you want to make your sign something shareable.
Yeah, I agree.
There's something witty, funny that people will be like, oh, this is a hilarious thing, and then whatever it is.
Try your best.
I like your descriptive. You're a fucking genius. You're fucking genius.
I'm not good at being witty. Ask Joe. Joe is actually witty.
You have wit and candor. You're intelligent and funny.
Joe will probably draw your sign if you want him to.
I got some sidewalk chalk.
That's cool.
I don't need that part to work. What would be awesome is that if I can get some residuals while I'm there doing other shit anyway. I have the doorbell. I'm not going to just let people in. It's going to be a sign like, ring the fucking doorbell. I walk out, and if like somebody's shooting up fucking heroin out there, I'm going to be like, sorry, bro, we don't buy Gucci right now. We're all out of money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We're all out of
buying coochie right now.
Also, you should make your sign say, we only use Venmo.
Venmo own low.
Because you don't want to be fucking dealing with cash.
No cash. Definitely no cash. I have checks. There's a fucking Bank of America right around the corner. Yeah. So here in Portland, I was talking about this. There's regulated property. So I have a license to sell regulated property. Well, I have a secondhand dealer's permit, and part of that is selling regulated property. Well, if you sell regulated property, right, it has to be registered and stored for 30 days. Gold, silver, audio equipment, any electronics, lawn care gear, musical instruments, dildos, anything like that. Purses, apparel, accessories, anything that you wear that isn't made of a precious stone is not regulated property. So that's pretty cool. I mean, headphones are. It doesn't matter its monetary value. If it's a penny and it's headphones, it's still regulated property.
That's crazy.
Corey, do you have a website? Yeah. It's called Mushrooms Gone Wild.
Don't make me look that up.
Yeah.
I hope it exists.
So I've been developing so it's a mightymushroom.com. If you go to it, it won't work because it's not done yet. But yeah, it's all mixed shit. And I have some of the back end stuff done. But I have not had a chance to complete it. But you can help me if you want. I'm accepting volunteers. I also pay money to people who actually work.
I don't know. I just want to like do.
What do you want, Nicole? What do you want to do?
I want to sell things. I want to downsize my business.
Okay.
And I want to sell things on Poshmark for like 6 months until I figure out what I want to do. I want to put some thought into what I want to do next.
Do you want a pet buffalo?
No, not really.
I can't get anybody. I want a buffalo to come and hang out with and like feed grass to, and like you live way out in like the grassland. So I thought,
I have Buck the talking deer still.
That's not a buffalo.
Okay. Also, you are vastly mistaken about where I live for some reason.
You live out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, I really don't, though.
You do.
All of the Intel campuses are 5 minutes from my house.
Which are out in the middle of fucking nowhere. When I went to your house, like they were irrigating the land, like right outside of your fucking driveway.
No, they were not. For one,
video of that shit.
You went some fucking wild way that you shouldn't have.
I live in Portland, where they have drugs and people living on mattresses, like on the sidewalk. Like,
okay, so tomorrow I'll take a picture of the drugs in the sidewalk.
You have that too?
Yes.
Damn.
Nicole actually lives in Arkansas. Exposed.
Exposed.
It's like
I went to Nicole's house and there was like a wild bovine grazing, and it was fighting a raccoon. It was fighting a raccoon for some aphids.
It was a little deliverance-y. There was like banjo playing on the front porch.
Yeah.
there was a
guy making gin in a bathtub.
No, this is a real part of it though. For some reason, there was a very large lifted truck with an American flag mounted in the back of it. And they were like parked kind of on my street. And then Laura came and she was really uncomfortable because they were making weird comments. Like, there was just like, that was awkward. No, that was weird. That's not normal. I've only been here a week, so maybe it is normal. What's happening?
I don't know. Corey disappeared into the darkness to get more wine.
I'm drinking the wine he left here yesterday.
It was really good.
Yeah, Corey, this is excellent wine. Thank you.
Oh, actually, you know what? I said yesterday, and his wife said the wine was my idea.
Oh, I like your
Lies.
I was like, oh, where's the wine that Corey brought? And she's like, oh, it's over here, but I brought the wine.
Delilah loves your daughter.
Oh my God, Hazel can't get enough. She was so upset that we didn't have breakfast this morning.
Oh no.
I was like, it's okay. People have other things going on. And then I said, let's go get biscuits. And she was like, okay.
Sorry, I didn't want to drive out from the boonies to come see you.
That's true. It would have taken 7 hours for you to get to Portland.
I mean, you would have. You would have
been
been.
Hear more about this wine story because I am like, I'm the wine guy.
What did you start here, Kayla?
I'm lying. I made it all up.
Jesus.
Never mind.
More important anyway. I never get credit for anything. I mean, I didn't start my own business. It was like somebody else who like did it all for me.
I did it.
No. I didn't work my ass off until like 3 o'clock in the morning for 2 years in my basement. Yeah, it was somebody else.
Nice. I sold a couple things while we were on.
Let's see where I am today.
I didn't.
Damn it. Oh, Reezy just messaged me. Reezy! He said it was
I was just talking to Reezy. He did a
Harry Potter Land.
He did a conference this weekend, and he did really, really good. I'm really proud of him. Where's my phone? He messaged me some really cool stuff. So proud of you, Reezy.
I'm so proud of you.
I think he's going to do cool things with his life.
Absolutely. I like Reezy.
I'm happy to be his friend.
Yeah, I don't know if we're friends or not, but because I don't really talk to him that much, but I'm certainly happy to be associated with him. I like the guy. I think he's a...
Wait, you would be his friend?
God damn it. That's what I said. I don't know if I'm like... I don't.
Yeah, but you're saying you don't know if you're his friend because you don't know if he considers you a friend, not the other way around.
I don't have friends.
No. You're backtracking so hard right now. You're saying, well, I don't know if I'm his friend, like, because he doesn't. No, you.
Muted her.
You can't mute me. You think I don't know how to fix that?
Well, you obviously know how to fix it.
Yeah, I am a pro fake YouTuber. Somebody left a comment on a video today, and it said this video is 15 minutes long and it should be 5. Clearly, you don't know how to make YouTube videos.
Dude, I have no idea how to make YouTube videos.
Me either.
That's why I do this.
But I know how to unmute myself. It's not a trick, Corey. If you mute anyone, they can unmute themselves.
I know. That's so. Like, if I do this, like this.
Rob just got. Rob just figured it out. Like, it's
no, Rob won't. It wouldn't let me mute him, and that's why I kicked him out because.
Yeah. Well, how do you like it? I can mute you too. Just so you know.
Do it again. Do it again.
You can kick me out. I know.
No, I like Reezy. He's like, I don't meet a lot of people who are like actual genuine people. A lot of people are trying to like prove something or show something that obviously isn't their own like modus operandi. And so it's like part of what they do. And I my initial instinct of him was that he's trying to get by, he's trying to grow something, and takes care of the people around him. So I like really respect that, and he takes care of his family, which is the most fucking important thing to me. So.
He also takes care of his friends. So like he really cares about the people that he cares about, and he doesn't ever let anything get in the way of that. And that is
Fucking awesome.
it's something you don't find in people very often.
I agree.
And loyalty means a lot. Like, you don't have to agree with what people say, but you don't have to, like, trash them because you don't like one thing or two things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
There's all these trolls on the internet who have no success whatsoever, and they're so willing to create excuses about not being successful, like based on, like, oh, it's you're doing something wrong, and that has something to do with what I'm doing, and blah 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 blah. I mean, it's just fucking hilarious. And the more, I mean, I haven't been at this for very long, and I've seen a lot, so I know that you've seen way more than I have. And I mean, it is pitiful. I mean, it's sad. It really is sad. I mean, I could say anything, and like you could either believe me or not. It doesn't, whatever. But there's an underlining truth to everything, and I just want to do better, and like, the people who surround me, I want them to do better too,
I want to fucking fish.
You're going to bury a fish in your yard? We're going to bury a fish in your yard or what?
Yeah, I need to find a blessed fish.
It doesn't have to be blessed. No, it needs to be fucked. Like, the fish needs to be dead.
Is that how it works? Dead. We go to New Orleans and get some voodoo magic.
No, we're just like, let's go down to the river. We'll throw some dynamite in, like, get some bad juju on that fish. Like, this would be like a dead ass fish, and you bury it in your backyard. Then it like disintegrates, and it like.
Wait, is this a thing?
Yeah.
Your message yesterday was my favorite when you just said, "You have bad luck." You did nothing else. Just, you have bad luck.
No, it's just like, I feel like you provide so much value. Like, okay, this is not any bullshit. Like, you've helped me out so much, and I really appreciate it. Like, both of you have been great friends to me.
Oh, Nicole is your friend.
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
Yes, you're both great friends.
Don't delete this video.
I don't have friends, okay? So it's difficult to say. Anyway, Nicole, I really appreciate you. You've helped me out whenever you could, and I really appreciate that. And like, when I see that bullshit, and for me, it's like, it's painful because I know it's bullshit, like, and there's not a lot of ways for me to fight it other than to provide a platform for you to be yourself. Like, I feel like this is the thing that I can do to help anybody, like, show what they do and who they are. I don't know how else to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Can
I read you an email I got today? It's not bad. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about actually making a video, like, addressing this email. It's not a bad email. It's just like a really interesting email that I got from a follower today. And I thought about this email for a long time. And I don't usually think about emails for very long. I mean, if that makes sense. Okay. So it's kind of long, so follow along with me here. So it says, I'm trying to like see your face in this email at the same time. Hold on. You can see your face. Okay, here it goes. It says, "Hi Nicole, I've been following your channel for about 1.5 years when I started reselling. I've seen you share your reselling journey, moving into your office space, Joe working with you, him going back to work, hiring help, you starting subscription boxes, taking investors, and growing. It appeared as though you were taking everything to the next level. Now, without any real explanation to your followers, your eBay store is empty and you're going hard at Poshmark. However, that doesn't look like growth based on where you were with your business." First paragraph was over. "I hate the reseller drama, and I feel badly about how I've seen people call you out and attack you on so many things. However, Without honestly explaining it to your followers what's happened, it only leaves room for speculation. I'm going full-time with my business next week. You've previously inspired me, and I thank you for that. But you've left me, as one of your followers, very confused. I'm respecting you enough to contact you directly, personally, rather than post anywhere online, but can you share what happened, answer a few questions? What happened to the crates? Is that business shut down? You no longer show anything about that or the staff that had worked on the area of your business. If it didn't work out like you had hoped, it's okay to say so. It would just be honorable to share some failures. As a reseller, I don't understand how it made sense to close your eBay store. You'd already done the work, so why not leave the items on eBay and grow your Poshmark? Eventually selling off your eBay items without cross-posting, but adding some new items as you posh. Your approach makes it look like you have eBay problems and you have to start somewhere else. What happened to your team? Jeremy, I think, was your assistant. Is he gone? You shared your life and journey, and suddenly it seems like avoidance on the obvious speculations. When I first started watching you, you approached things head on and you were very genuine. And I feel like you're not sharing or connecting with your followers anymore, and I'm sad for you. I don't mean any disrespect by saying that. I just mean that it seems as though there was a lot of pain below the surface, and I think your followers would love and support you and care about you enough if you were real about your changes. You don't owe anyone anything, but you owe it to yourself to shut down the hate with truth. Forgive me if this was out of line. I'm coming from a good place. I have a feeling of friendship for you, and if you feel like sharing or answering any of these questions, even privately, I give you my word that it would go no further than me. I hate how people can be hateful. I think you still have so much to offer the reselling community. You just need to get back to yourself, regardless of the hate. I'm wishing you continued success in all you do.
Dude, that's really well thought out.
I have
It's a really
so many feelings.
good email, and I thought about this for probably an hour. Like I read it, and I just sat on my couch and like drank a glass of wine and thought about it for a really long time.
It's really well thought out. There are some creepy aspects to it. One of them is that you owe somebody something.
Right.
And you don't. You absolutely don't. Now, dude, like today when I started this show, like, I thought my head was going to explode. Like, I don't have a ton of, like, traumatic days, but you know what? Like, the last 24 hours kind of was, like slightly traumatic. And I don't have the type of influence that you have, and I just share like creative and artistic things that I find, because like I don't really like to mesh the personal with the business as much. I do share a little, but you share a lot more than I do. I don't think it's creepy. I think that what she's saying is there's a lot of people who look up to you, and they follow you because they need it. They don't have the skill set themselves to do it themselves. So they need somebody like you who is positive, motivated, intelligent, you know, and that's what she's saying. And it's really long, it's kind of long-winded, and I mean, she makes some points where she's like, what the fuck happened? Like, you're sharing all this other shit, but you're not telling us what like happened. But it's not her business, maybe either. But when you get into the public eye, things become a little bit weirder, right? You kind of, and it like celebrities don't. I'm not saying you're a celebrity. Okay, I'm like going to the next level. Like, people who are like celebrities, like, they can't walk down the street without somebody taking a picture of them. Like, do you want that?
So in our niche, I would say that I'm one of the bigger influencers, and like I
You're
feel
one of the better you're the best. Like, for me, you're one of the you're a great marketer and you have like one of the higher influence like levels.
And so like I am like I know I can't go into Goodwills without being recognized anymore. Even if people don't say hi, like I notice it. And so like I'm at this weird point, and it just anyway. The rest of your feelings, go on.
Me?
Or whoever wants to talk.
Well, I just want to say I feel like asking someone, you know, why they are, you know, let's say retreating from this outward thing when like maybe not this person specifically, but I'm going to say they are the problem. They're a good reason why you're retreating. Not this one person, but I mean the fact that like everything that you do is hyper analyzed. If you stay with
that's
eBay,
what happens when you get to this level.
I know.
It's always gonna happen this way.
That is obvious, I would think.
That is the cult of personality. That is how these things happen.
So
if you don't,
it's
if you
obvious.
can't, yeah. I mean, if you can't, there's differences though. When you're telling a story, and there are huge holes in the story, and people trust you to tell the whole story because that's why they trust you, because they want the story, right? And you don't tell the whole story, then they fill in the gaps. That's what like.
But I feel like when she
these,
tells
like,
the
crazy
story, they don't
troll
believe her anyway.
That's not true. Because that's not true.
Well, there are people who do, and then there are people that it wouldn't matter either way.
Sometimes if it's not chronological and you go back and you try to explain what happened, you never can, because it needs to happen in order, because that's how people see things and they believe things, right?
So like I've done a few things differently, and I don't know if it's. I used to be like super vocal, and I would defend myself, and I would say like, no, here's my side.
That's how the trolls come after you, though.
But I stopped doing that, and it got worse.
Isn't that crazy? They know that too.
So I stopped defending myself maybe 6 months ago. I just let people say what they wanted. I didn't stand up for myself. I just was like, you know I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just going to keep about my business.
Oh.
And it got worse because then speculation comes into play, and I'm just like, I don't know how to solve. I feel like I'm in this giant hell where I don't know how to solve anything anymore, and I have a lot of people who put a lot of expectations on me, and I'm just like, of course I want to like sit and make a video and just like completely explain myself, but then I'm like, there's two things that will come out of that. There's the people who will be like, okay, that's great, thank you for explaining. And then there's the people who will twist it and turn it into something that it's not. And I don't know if I have it in me to deal with that.
Exactly. No, I mean, how could you? It's really, okay, you're watching this now or in the future, it is really hard to run a business. And it is even harder to run a resale business online, especially because there is little accountability for the customer, way less than you would have in like a physical like environment, and it makes things really, really difficult. You have to spend a lot of time. You have to present things in a very interesting fashion. I mean, this is not an easy business to be in, even though some people might present it that way, and I don't think you've ever presented it that way, that it was like easy. Like, I know that you know that it's difficult. You both know that it's difficult. But you also both know that if you do the work, you can do it. You can.
So I mean, I guess like my thoughts on this, what I came out of after I thought about this for a while, and my thoughts on this were, there's a few things that maybe I should answer publicly. One of them is why I don't talk about my employees anymore. The main reason is because one of my employees was attacked so violently online, saying that she should be raped, that I felt like I needed, and you actually came to me once, Corey, and you said, you don't do a good job at protecting your associates. And you were right. Like, I wasn't doing a good job of protecting the people that I was working with. And I was allowing that to happen. And when you said that to me, it like clicked in my head that I had to start changing the way that I was talking, like with my investor and with that stuff. And that statement you made, I think about it every time I make a post now. Like, am I protecting the people that I work with when I make this post? And because of that, I can't talk about a lot of what I do anymore.
But that's the way it has to be, though.
It has to, because people got hurt.
Exactly. And it wasn't your fault that they, I mean.
But it was because I talked about it. And if I hadn't talked about it.
I know. But there was a residual nature that was really hard. Yeah.
But behind the scenes, a lot of stuff happened in the last 6 months, and people got hurt because I talked about stuff online, and people don't like me, and they chose to lash out, not just Colleen, but like other people as well. And so because of that, I can't talk about a lot of stuff.
And you shouldn't have to. And I don't agree with the fact that you owe anyone an explanation.
You don't. You really don't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when there's holes in the story, people go back and they fill the hole. And it's like, you can't stop that. So it has to be, the story has to kind of be linear, or it has to be non-story. It has to be like, this is what we found today. This is what we did today. This is what we're going to do today. And like, today is today and tomorrow is tomorrow, and it's non-linear, right? Because
I feel like it's hard for me to give my opinion on it, because I look at you, and to me, you are my friend first and foremost. If you came to me and said, I'm never going to resell another thing in my life, I wouldn't give half a shit. Right. So I don't look at you as like, you're a reseller and I need your content and I want to watch your YouTube videos and I want to get advice on how to do YouTube. And I don't care about that. So my interest is in protecting you and protecting your family and your best interests. I don't give a shit about why you quit reselling or not resell, why you aren't doing eBay, or if you were to quit resell. I don't give a shit about that. So it's hard for me because this person is coming at it from a different angle. They want to know.
An observer. They're a they have the scopophiliac kind of like mentality.
So when you told me this email, I felt very defensive for you. And I immediately was like, how dare this person? Because I'm coming at it from another side.
That person was like, listen, like there's all kinds of shit going on. Like, I don't know what to think. I'm like a neutral party in this whole thing, but there's some weird shit going on, and like I want to be your supporter, but in order for me to be your supporter, I need to know these things, and it's kind of like,
yeah. Whereas I'm like,
I don't like either. I care or I don't.
Here's what I also thought is like, I get what they're saying. Like I get they wrote this line that says like, you don't owe anyone anything, but you owe it to yourself to shut down the hate with truth. And that also makes sense to me in a way where I'm like, well, like I could fill in some gaps for people, but do I want to?
Yeah, do you want to compromise the security of the people around you to do that? And the answer is fuck no. It's just not going to happen.
But I could I could do it without compromising security. Like I could do what I just did here, and I could say things like, I don't talk about my employees anymore because of XYZ. I don't talk about this. Basically what I'm saying right here on this channel, right? Like I don't do XYZ anymore because this happened, without giving specific examples. Like, and I have to take care of myself and my family and the people I work with before I provide content for free to other people.
Absolutely.
And I think that maybe that video like does need to happen in a sense, like, and it also sets up different right now. The expectations are expectations that I built for people, right? So Corey, your big thing is like, well, you set these you say this all the time to me, like you clearly set up the wrong expectations if so many people are upset. So like, how can I change the expectations, right? And so if I say, hey, I know in the beginning I didn't have so many people. When I first started, I could share everything because there wasn't any backlash, because I wasn't big enough for there to be any backlash, right? So I could put everything out on the table, and my growth wasn't to a point where it affected it at all. And then it got to this like plateau where it affected everything, and so I couldn't share as much, but people still had this expectation, which I put into place, that I was going to share everything.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
So how do I change the expectation of my audience? Because I
don't think you can.
You can.
I think I can somehow, and that's why I sat for an hour and thought about it.
You definitely can. It has to do with changing the nature of your content and how that content relates to your person, right? So maybe you were talking about this before. You're like, I personalize things because all of this is part of me, my business is part of me, or whatever. I remember us having some kind of like talk about that, and it's like, maybe it needs to be more industrial. I don't know. Like these are just like, I wish I had a solution for you, but you have the experience. Like I don't. So, but I can just, like, as the observer, and understanding and communicating with you, that's kind of like I know that you can change people's hearts and minds. I know that you can change their perceptions. And I don't know. I feel like you affect so many people positively, and that you're fighting against a small faction, and that's interrupting. So 95% is positive and 5% isn't. And like, how much effort should you put into fighting the 5%? What is that percent? Is it 5%? Is it 10%? Is it 60%? What is it?
Right.
It's kind of like the opportunity cost of doing anything. Like, what is the cost of fighting the 5%, the 1%, the 0.5%,
Yeah. I feel like changing your content organically, which is how I feel you've been doing it, is the best way to go. I feel like you didn't make a big deal about why you're doing certain things or why you're not showing certain things. And instead you just shifted your focus, and you're like, hey guys, you're still here. If you're still here, this is what I'm doing now. Follow me or don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that.
Like,
I like that.
I never asked, like, I don't care. Like, I know that you switched over to Poshmark mostly, and you're like experimenting with it, and it's cool and it's new and it's fun. But like, I always do things that are cool and new and fun, and I'm always trying out things that I think are cool.
Well,
and
you said it like earlier in the show that I can't do things that I don't love, and I stopped loving eBay because I had all this negative stuff happened, right? And so when you have all this negative stuff happen, and I really felt like the platform allowed a lot to happen because of what's happened in the past with me in the platform, that I just got really salty. And when I get salty, I stop being good at something because I don't care about it. Like, I just want, like, I had to do it because I was making a living, but I didn't care about it anymore.
Yeah. And also, you can't like, you're the type of person who isn't going to like get boxed in a corner and be like, well, I have to do this to make a living. You're like, I'm going to pivot and do what makes me happy. I'm going to pivot and do what makes me happy. And that's, I think, a huge part of why you have longevity and success, is because you're willing to do that. You're not just going to fight against the fire hose. You're just going to step out of the way. Like,
well, I think what made me like uncomfortable or upset about part of that email was saying like, oh, you keep talking about growth and how you're growing, but now you're doing this and that doesn't look like growth to me. Well, nobody asked you. Like, I don't want to be rude. I have no clue who this is. Maybe they're a nice person.
And you have to say, wait. Let me be like, this isn't even devil's advocate. It's like, if your channel was based on growing businesses and people came to you for that, and all of a sudden that shifted, then maybe it is responsible to say, you know what, this is what I'm doing now because the way I was trying to grow didn't work for me. You know, or something.
Oh,
like
no, I get that. But saying it doesn't look like growth
like,
when...
listen, I hired 2 employees. I had to get rid of them. Like, it happened to me. It happened to me very recently. And, like, people don't, probably beyond this channel, which has, like, 25 people watching it right now, nobody knows who the fuck I am and nobody cares, right? But, like, tens of thousands of people know who you are. And, you know, if that was what they felt like the focus was, even if it was one of them, then it was, right?
I suppose I don't think that makes it right. I don't disagree.
I'm not saying it makes it right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that that's where the volley is coming from.
And that very well might be their perception. I disagree with their perception is what I'm saying.
You can't
No, I can disagree with it. They're allowed to have it.
Yes, I
just
know,
don't think
but I
they're
mean,
in the right, that's all.
that's not gonna, you disagreeing with their perception.
Well, you're entitled to it.
I know.
Here's
just
what
like
I think.
they
Here's what
are.
I think I need to do, and you guys can now tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I like your opinions on things. So, here's what I think I'm going to do: is I think I'm going to sit down and record a video, and I'm going to talk about it. But I'm not going to talk about it like in an emotional way or anything like that, or throw anyone under the bus. I'm just going to talk about it like I did tonight, where it's like, here's the answers to some of your questions. The reason I'm not talking about X, Y, and Z is because X, Y, and Z, right? Like, I'm not talking about my employees because I have to protect them from certain aspects. And I saw people getting hurt because I shared too much. And because of that, I've chosen to help to stop that, protect them, right?
Yeah. You've taken responsibility for that, and that means like less sharing. I mean, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think like saying, "Hey, let's stop and let's recap the last year and let's just talk about the last year."
Yeah. Let's talk about the last year. Let's talk about what's happened to me personally. I mean, I also struggle like with my making sure that my mental health is stable as well. And like, that's a big part. I've always been vocal about that. And I like a couple months ago, I just had a moment where I was like, this isn't what I want to be doing anymore. I'm not healthy. I'm not happy. And I need to get back to the place that makes me healthy and happy. And how do I get there, right? And so that means doing some downsizing of my business.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe the business isn't growing, but it's not going to grow if I'm not in a healthy and happy spot.
In the last 3 weeks, like I've seen like a definite change in your like aura, perspective. That's extremely positive.
100%.
Like I really have, and it's all been like positive. So I feel really happy for you. I feel like you're in a much better place than you were 2 months ago.
Yeah, and that meant making some changes that people are going to think that are wrong or bad, but they were right for me.
Yeah. It's the last 2 months have been really fucking tough for me too. So it's business is really hard.
Business is so hard, and I want to put that on my channel that business is super, super hard, right? But I want to do it in a way that is productive and doesn't cause me just complaining.
Business is hard isn't a good explanation for how things happen and why, right? Like the metrics, the scaling, like why scaling worked or why scaling didn't work, like those are really valuable things, you know?
Right. And I want to talk about my failures because I've clearly had some major failures, and I want to be able to talk about those because I feel like that actually adds more value than my successes for people.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think mixed in with those like there were some grand failures, but within those, like it's weird, right? To get to those failures, there were like all these crazy successes that led to those crazy failures, right? Mm-hmm. So that's like a whole nother side of like scaling and business and like how things work that people just don't understand because they haven't been there and maybe they never will be, you know?
Like I literally got investment from Silicon Valley for my business, and that was really fucking hard.
That's like when you and I first like met, right?
Right, because I was texting you like, I need help with this.
I'm like, you know, how am I supposed
I was like, I don't know you, but I can tell I like you, and I need you to help me run some numbers and like figure this shit out because I don't know what this means, and I need to find someone who knows what this means.
yeah.
And you were like, okay, let me make a graph for you, and then we were friends.
Yeah, I did.
I think as long as you know the reason why you want to make a video of explanation, then that's what you should do. Like if you're doing this to just appease people, then that's one thing. I think if you're doing it because that's what you want to do, then that's why you should do it.
Yeah.
And Big Drift Thrift says, every time you speak from the heart and speak the truth, the trolls try to eat you alive. And are you ready for that? I hate that, but it's true.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me so upset.
Well, that's why I went back and forth today because I was like, is it going to provide value for me to like be transparent about, not that I've been very honest. I just haven't put everything on the table because I haven't felt like I needed to.
Exactly. I don't fuck with people who aren't honest. Like, I don't even like, it's not even like, I mean, these people don't know me, but like, I don't know. It's just like when you have a network of people who are like honest people, like, you know.
Well, like, so here's the interesting thing. So what, yesterday, how many people came over for that barbecue?
20.
And they were all resellers. And I was thinking in my head yesterday when everyone was here, I was like, wow, like, Lauren said something like, wow, you have some really amazing, like, all these people are resellers and like you're friends with them. And like, and I was like, yeah, because like they're my coworkers and they're my friends and like I value them. And I was thinking about like how if everything people said about me online was true, I wouldn't have 20 people resellers here at my house willing to drive to the boonies to like hang out.
Exactly. Like I said before, like you've helped me out so many times without any reason to like. I feel like I don't know.
I do a lot. Like I literally let someone come to my office last week to take photos because she just moved into her parents' house and didn't have anywhere to photograph dresses. And I was like, come and take photos at my office. Not because I expected to like get anything back, because she needed a space and she's my coworker. Like,
no, I believe in taking care of people, and I surround myself with people who take care of other people, and like I feel like that you're one of those people, and like there was one attack that like happened, and I just went through it on every comment, and I was like, you know what, I just commented back on everything, and I was like, I can't do this. This is like too much fucking work, and it was like ridiculous. It's the stupidest shit I've ever read in my life. Like I wanted to dump cold water on my head. It was just so fucking stupid, and I'm like, how would I deal with this shit? And I just don't know if I could, because it's a lot of it is so stupid, wrong, petty, and ridiculous, and people feel like the sense of entitlement is the worst part, because it's so hard to do what we do, and often like we're exposed constantly. Like we have to deal with like business policies that fucking suck. Sorry. You know, it hurts. It's painful sometimes. And like all of that on top of things, especially when you're trying to develop like good products that actually help people, you know, it's fucking hard. So.
And I saw someone in the chat say that you don't like the word failure. I don't think that's the other thing is like, it's not a bad word. Michelle, we love you. I'm just saying, like,
I fail like every day. I fail. Like I fail at something every day, but you know what? I succeed at 5 or 6 things because I just like when my head hits the wall, like I just change direction. You know, like I have no idea how I got where I am now, because I feel so fortunate because I've made so many mistakes and like done so many stupid things and like, but I just keep going. I think that's the difference. I think like people just in general who are successful, they're willing to make mistakes and they keep going. And failure, there's no way to get to success without failure. It's just impossible. But also like on Instagram, like I post the awesome shit I find. My average sale price is $40. I sell, look, you can look at my eBay store, you can see what I sell, but I don't post all this like the dumb crap I sell. I post the cool stuff because it's cool. Like I'm trying to create like something artistic and nice. But I mean, I'm not hiding the other shit that I do. I'm just like highlighting the things that I think are awesome because that's part of why I like to do what I do, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same parallel as why anything happens, but for me, I don't have, like, people don't care what I do, so I get a pass, maybe.
Right.
Other people don't. That's why I don't, like, try to grow this channel, because, like, I love it as this forum, and, like, I like that it's grown a little bit, but I don't want it to grow, and people always ask me, like, why are your titles so stupid, and why don't you use the right hashtags? And I'm like, because I don't want you to know this exists.
I was explaining that to Laura last night because she was like, that's really cool. And she like looked you up while we were standing there in the kitchen. And she's like, what does this title mean? And I go, no, it's so no one can find us. It's so nobody can be like, how to sell on eBay. What is this 4-hour video?
It's also kind of funny.
It's just like, I think the one thing, here's my two, like, devil and angel things, right? The biggest thing is, for me, is I think about my kids Googling me and what shows up. And that sucks right now. Right?
No, dude, I totally, like, if I Google you from, like, a blank computer, nothing shows up. It just shows you.
Oh, that's good. I appreciate that.
It's true. I did it the other day. We were having that conversation. You're like, look, this shows up, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, I picked up my, like, Nokia 7 in the office, and I looked you up, and it wasn't nothing. Like, it was just videos of you. And later on, there was, like, the troll.
Well, that's good. I guess it's because
the troll came down later. But it's funny because the first troll video was, like, so fucking stupid. Like, you would never believe anything that was on it anyway if you had any sense. So it almost kind of bolstered it. Like, you don't want to associate with the people who fucking believe that stupid shit anyway, right, Kayla?
I think so. But at the same time, it's
still fucking hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still hurts to see those things said about you, to hear them said about you.
Absolutely.
And to know that they're out there in the world, and that if someone were to come across it and see it without knowing you, they may feel like, oh, well, maybe that is true.
Exactly.
So even though you know it's bullshit, it still sucks.
Well, I don't look at numbers. I literally don't pay attention to how many followers I have. And that's like the dead honest truth. I could not tell you how many YouTube followers I have. But a thing happened like a few weeks ago, and I lost 500 followers overnight. Like, I went and looked at the stats, and I was like, I didn't even have anything to do with that. And it's like, the reason people just take whatever they hear now for face value because I'm not standing up for myself. It's like, when do I start giving them my side of the story? Like, how
do you think that standing up for yourself would have helped?
I don't know.
I don't know that it would have. I feel like the people who are ready to believe,
I feel like standing up
anything,
for yourself is like continuing to do what you do well and changing what you don't do well, and like documenting like this like path that you're on. And I feel like that is like.
Well, the other thing is, like, I really want to be documenting what I'm doing right now. Like you said, I'm in like this super good place, and like I'm really happy with where I'm at, and I want to be able to document this. but I don't, and I want to be able to share, like, yeah, I'm downsizing some things, and like, here's why. And, like, it's making me really happy, and like,
Definitely made me happy.
but why am I so scared to do that?
Because
What?
people keep attacking you for it.
I mean, I feel like you owe something to this like growth thing that you kind of like. You're like, all right, growth is everything. I'm doing the growth thing. It didn't work, and you changed, but then people didn't. It's entitlement. It really is. It's like this. It's the entitlement of the viewer to like gain some kind of access to your existence. I don't fucking know, but it's weird.
It's weird.
It's totally weird.
It's so weird.
It's hard to. I mean, anybody who would say anything has no idea and doesn't run a business like we do, because like we have very little time to like. There's certain people that I think are completely full of shit. And I generally just don't mention those people because they don't deserve my energy, really. I mean, I might talk about it privately that I think something is bullshit. But in general, like, I'm very busy because I run a successful business. I really do. Like, my business is very successful, and I'm getting better at what I do, and I want to continue to do that. And I don't feel like disparaging other people makes me better at what I do. So I already know that that's not something that successful people do, right? So you can just take from that those are not successful people.
It's weird because I am successful. And I am really good at what I do, and I know that. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, it's fact. Like, it's like a fact that I'm good at reselling clothing on the internet. I'm good at it. I'm good at finding the product that sells well. And
Dude, yeah, like we went into this like minefield of shit this weekend. I pulled out a ridiculously good score, and you did too, right? We both pulled out like a pretty. I pulled out an amazing electronic score. I mean, really, really good.
Right, and I pulled out probably my best yard sale finds of the summer.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like I'm good at what I do, and
good at what you do. You got to focus on what, like, so why I am sitting here today is my father said to me, you know what? You're not. This is like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I don't know, something around there. He's like, looked at me straight in the eyes and he said, you're not successful because you're constantly like worrying about other people and you're not focusing on your strengths. You're focusing on your weaknesses and you're trying to make your weaknesses like account for your strengths. And like, he's like, you're good at these things. Like, I'm looking at you, you're good at them. Like, why aren't you doing more of the things that you're good at? Find some people to help you do the things that you're not good at in a way that you can pay for. If you can't pay for it, maybe it's not the business that you need to be in, but focus on your strengths and figure out a way to diminish your weaknesses in your business, right? So, like, from that point on, everything's really been great, and I've been doing that. Now, I've tried to scale, right? I tried to use that advice to scale, but I'm just not good enough yet. Really, I'm not. I'm not a good enough manager yet to scale yet. I need to work on some things. I need to build my business more, and then maybe I can scale. But I tried to, and it didn't work. But my business is still great. You know?
You said something to me recently, and you're like, people, this was months ago when I was like in the depths of crates and trying to figure out if I wanted to go forward or what I wanted to do with it. And you were like, people would kill to have $100,000 business. And I think we all forget that.
Yeah.
Because some people try to make it seem like it's never enough. It's never good enough.
Right, exactly.
That's what you have. That is
Kayla, that's it.
Exactly. Because it is. And you can scale to the level, and I always say this on like my live videos, like I'm trying to scale I want to get to $1 million in a year because I feel like that is like this. It's a crazy number for me, right? It's just crazy for me. So I want to get to that crazy number, but I'm not going to sacrifice my business to get to that crazy number. It's stupid, right?
Right. And I want to remember why I did this in the first place and like what makes me happy, because at the end of the day, I want to be happy and like the life that I'm living.
Dude, I want to go sit in my hot tub for 30 minutes every fucking day.
I want to tuck my kids into bed every day.
Oh yeah, well I do that.
But like I wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
And so I want to like take my kid, like I want to have time to be at my house and so that to me, that's success, being able to live a life where you're happy doing what you do and still being able to have $100,000 a year business. Like that's pretty damn successful.
I think so too. Like, so I was doing this delivery dudes business, and I was out until 9 or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock every night, working from the office, delivering orders when we had overflow, working my ass off, didn't understand opportunity cost, and I was just getting fucked. Honestly, like I had an ownership stake, but it didn't account for the amount of work that I was doing. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I have this awesome basement. I'm just going to start like this. Like, I'm going to go back to reselling. I'm just going to start slowly, put a couple $100 in and transition out. And as soon as I was doing like $6,000 a month, I just dropped the Molotov cocktail. You know, I was like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Once I replaced the income, I was out. So I was working from home, you know, I was doing like, I don't know, probably 14, 15,000 a month, you know, but I was mostly FBA. And the numbers I was doing 2 years ago aren't possible now. There's a lot more competition. The return rates are much higher. And in this type of business, you have to pivot. And I don't know, I pivoted back to eBay. And it was so hard to, even though I liked working from home, it's too difficult to like pack orders, like have the space to do everything and maintain everything. What was great is I could go work until 2 o'clock in the morning in my basement. When you started watching this show, when I started, like there was racks of shit behind me in my basement. Right?
But you were in a dungeon.
Yeah, it was in the dungeon.
Bunker.
It's nice down there, actually. It is pretty nice.
The bunker.
Okay, so this is a good point. Victor Swift, I actually have an answer to your thing. The human condition, putting effort into changing the minds of those who hate, the people who love you deserve your attention. Now, I want to like counter that with saying that I will not making this if I'm thinking about making this video, right? I'm not making the video for the people who hate me. I'm making the video for the audience that I've put this expectation towards, right? Like I've set this expectation that they're going to get this information from me, and then I stopped providing it, and they love, like, these are the people that supported and loved me, and now they're wondering what the hell happened. And I want to clarify, like, this is what happened, this is why. Like, it's not for the people who hate me, it's for the people who are confused because I gave them an expectation and I'm no longer meeting that expectation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think that you're right. It's really important. And I think if you shift, you know, it's important to, like, take the people who brought you there with you, kind of. I mean, it is.
Yeah, the people who supported me and who are wondering what the hell happened, like, they're the reason I'm here right now, right? Like, they're the reason. And I do owe.
Well, they're not.
People say I don't owe anyone anything.
They're part of the reason. They're part of the reason why you're there.
Sure, but
you did the work.
I don't owe anyone
exactly. You did the work.
But I do owe. I don't owe anyone anything. Dear law, like, but I do to a point because I set these expectations up, and they supported me and like provided for me, and and I just don't want to like leave them hanging. I don't know. Corey just leaves. He just literally walks away in the middle of a conversation.
I'm listening.
I don't know. I'm very protective of my friends.
I know. That's why we love you.
And it hurts me. Like I'm upset when I see people say these things, like to the point where like I have to walk away and shut down my computer and like not deal with it. Like I don't handle that kind of stuff well. So when I hear you read this email, like I mostly understand where they're coming from, but to me it's just like my friend doesn't need to fucking explain herself. Like but I do understand.
I think she represents a large cross section of like the turmoil that you're experiencing. So I think it's like a weird like message in a bottle kind of.
Right. I think that this woman's email, you're right. So I've been trying to figure out like what the hell am I doing wrong? And I think this woman just sent me that message. Like, this is what we're missing here. Like, this is, we don't understand, and we're trying to find answers, and you're not giving them to us. So we're looking at other places where we think maybe there's an answer here.
And people like to get caught up in the drama.
They like it. They say they don't, but they do.
There's like, we have, like, marketplaces are competitive, and everybody gets flack in any marketplace. And when you're on YouTube and you're a reseller, you're in multiple marketplaces, YouTube being one of them, and the other marketplaces, and like, who else could say that they had 1,000 subscription boxes? Like, I mean, that shit was crazy. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Was insane. Like, it scared me.
I got put into Forbes, and overnight, I basically had 1,000 subscribers. Like, and I didn't realize that I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that was scary. I mean, like, I do so I mean, that's insane.
I learned so much.
So they don't see that, like, you're like, oh, awesome. Like, this seems like it's amazing, but you're like, oh my God, like, I have no idea how to do this. And it came out of nowhere.
Right. And I think that's something that Reezy like made some points on once with me, is he was like, yo, like, people don't understand that you got this article written about you, and basically overnight you succeeded, and everyone else would do the same thing you did, which was run as hard and fast as you can to try and keep up with it. And most people like you wouldn't be able to, because it's not
feasible.
It's not feasible or normal for that to happen. And he's like, yeah, and people wouldn't just be like, oh, I can't do it. Like, they would try.
Mm-hmm.
I would be scared. I would like, if that happened to me, I would just go on vacation.
I basically did in my head. Look, I learned that you can't, like, people say, like, one of the biggest reasons for failure is success, and that's kind of true. Like growing too fast is a bad thing.
Absolutely. Everybody wants to scale, but it's hard. So one of the biggest reasons for success is failure, and one of the biggest reasons for failure is success. So anybody you talk to who is ridiculously successful and didn't inherit it, which isn't as common as you would think, because a lot of people who inherit success fail miserably because they don't understand. They're entitled, and they don't understand how to maintain what they've done. So they sell their company, or they mismanage it, or the SEC comes in, or a managing body comes. they lose it. So it's not, people think that, these people inherit companies and they maintain their wealth. No. You have to endure successes, which can be difficult, and you have to endure failures, which can be easier, actually.
Yeah, this failure taught me a lot. So, I mean, even earlier tonight, I said, give me 3 to 6 months to think about that. I would have never said that a year ago.
No.
But I learned that I need to think about things for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, you like when the idea is fresh, you put it out there, and sometimes you don't know the implication, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, look what happened. And then all of a sudden, it looks like a success, but it's really a failure. And then people don't judge you on the successful part because they're not successful. People who are judging you are failures, and they judge you on the failure, right? So, and those are the people who are highlighted because, the people who are listen, I've been watching you for I watched your videos initially. I wanted to get into clothing, so I watched a bunch of your videos or whatever. You didn't know I existed. And I thought you were great.
Thanks.
I liked them. I thought the videos were curated well. I thought they were full of great information. But honestly, I was just listening to those while trying to be successful. So I didn't leave any comments. I didn't maybe I liked some videos or something, but I think that the vast majority are obscure, right? You just don't know that they exist.
I have I don't know, a lot of followers, tens of thousands. And I get interaction from 5%, and that is normal on the internet, right? My friend
Absolutely.
has 500,000 subscribers on Instagram, gets 5,000 likes on a photo.
Yeah. And she has 1 million subscribers.
500,000, and that's normal. If you look at the averages, it's that's a normal, because most people are just enjoying and taking in the content. They don't feel the need to be involved in the content.
Yeah, some people want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really weird. I feel there's just certain once you get into those really high levels, yeah, it's I just don't know. I don't know how anything works. I'm just gonna shut up and say I don't know anything.
No, I actually really like your perspective. You say a lot of things that stick with me, obviously, because I brought up with them tonight.
The great thing is I have a cerebellum that's like a goldfish, so I don't remember anything. So when you bring it back up again, it's like a new idea.
You don't remember saying these things to me?
Yeah, I do.
Usually they're in sit-down situations where you're
just kidding, God, jeez.
Have a seat. We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
Are you smoking a cigarette?
Not right now, but I'm gonna go do that.
Holy shit! What?
Corey.
What?
So since when?
Shame.
I can't smack that through the thing. It's out of your mouth. What are you doing? When did that start?
Who are you? Maybe we are just associates.
I just wanted to put it in my mouth.
When do you smoke?
I really never smoke. So I have a weird I have a condition a health condition, and it's actually one of the only treatments for it is nicotine.
Really?
Yep. One of the only good treatments for it is nicotine. I don't smoke I probably smoke 5 cigarettes a month. Maybe
that
less.
Actually kind of makes sense. I know what your condition is.
Yeah, look it up. It's crazy. It's one of the only things, and
that makes
when I go through really stressful cycles. So I'm not I don't smoke cigarettes every day. I'm not I will like sometimes if things are really bad, I have to take like prednisone, which is like an anti-inflammatory, and then these like lozenges, but they just don't like. I just like these are American spirits, but I mean they it just doesn't work the same, right? So it sounds really dumb because I'm not addicted to cigarettes. I don't like. Have you ever seen me smoke a cigarette? You've been
No.
20 times. I don't smoke like. I don't smoke like. I'm not a smoker per se, but it uses the symptoms of a condition that I have. So
It's not dumb. I used this is weird. I used to be a smoker, I guess, but I was never like addicted to it. So I would smoke randomly, like maybe I was at a bar, I'd have a cigarette, or
woo, that was weird. The smoke alarm went off.
it's a carbon monoxide alarm. We have a stupid Nest and it won't charge.
Hmm.
And it's really obnoxious.
You guys pardon me for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You smoke your cigarette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Here, somebody else come in here and talk or something.
I think Nicole and I can handle it.
Yeah, I think we know how to talk to each other. What even is that? Okay.
You're both kind of blondish right now. So.
Oh,
Ouch.
that's rude. Hey, Kayla, what the? I miss offers.
I'll be back.
A lot.
I constantly get notifications that are like, hurry up and accept
Yes,
this offer.
that's what I'm talking about. That's the only reason I
Constant.
see them. How am I missing them? I don't understand.
Because when you send an offer to someone, it fucking clogs up your offer screen. I hate it.
It's so bad. It's drive, but they're all. I'm also supposed to get an email, and I feel like I don't. I don't understand.
I don't ever check my email. Here's just an FYI to anyone out there on the World Wide Web. Don't ever send me an email because I won't look at it.
Well, I have a lot of email addresses, and I check the one that I'm supposed to get the offers to. I don't check 90% of my emails, just so you know, internet. People get mad because I only check my business one once a week, but I'm like, I don't. You get once a week for me. That's it.
Yeah. But so if it does come to an email, I don't see it because I don't check my emails. I just check the app. And it's really frustrating because I had a good offer today. Thankfully, I caught it in time. But if I had been like away from my phone, I would have missed it.
That's really obnoxious to me.
It is super obnoxious.
And there's no way to fix this.
They need to make different sections on the app. You need to be able to separate that. Because I think that's the problem. Like if you click the offers section, any offer you sent is included in that section. And I don't need to see that. Why is that even there? I don't give a shit if I sent an offer.
Yeah.
I only want to know if I received offers. I don't know. I don't know if there's any. I mean, you've just got to wait for Poshmark to decide that it's an issue and for them to want to fix it. Until then, you're SOL.
Well, I did almost 500 on Poshmark today.
That's awesome. I did okay. I don't know what I didn't even look. But I have like 50 packages to ship tomorrow, so.
I have a lot to ship. But I'm not going to do it, so it's fine.
I had to print all of mine just now. I was doing that earlier. They're all printed. Now I just have to pull everything in the morning. And 99-cent sales tomorrow.
Oof.
Yes.
The
But I also kind of just want to sleep in.
Des has camp tomorrow, so.
I know Hazel has school.
I am so happy he has camp. But Delilah's not, and so it doesn't even.
It doesn't really matter. Did she not have a camp that she could go to?
She's not really old enough yet.
Really?
So she's only 5. She's not in kindergarten yet. So
Yeah. Well, I guess Hazel's school. It was all done through Hazel's school.
yeah. So this is like Des is going to an inventors camp this week.
Oh, that's fun.
Are you seeing lightning over there?
Yes, lightning and thundering right now.
Yeah, I just saw some lightning outside.
I actually love sleeping in this weather.
Yeah, it's cool. It was hot today.
Oh my god, it was so hot. I took a nap on my couch outside.
Yeah. What are you guys talking about?
School, kids,
Camps.
kids going to camp.
Is your daughter out of? What are you doing for the summer for her?
She goes to her regular school for like camp, and then my wife's family is coming in like 3 weeks, and she'll just be hanging out with them for a few weeks. So.
How long is your mom here for? When does she go home?
Tuesday.
Oh, so she's just here for a few days.
Yeah, she's here for just today and tomorrow. And then she will take her to the airport at like 7 in the morning on Tuesday or something. She goes out there. But yeah, that was cool for her to be able to go and hang out with my mom for the week and get some stuff done. I had a ton of stuff done. I really needed to like catch up, like after getting back to just being myself. You know, there was a lot of work that like kind of built up, and I got to handle some of it, but so much work to do.
How did your mom feel yesterday? Being around all of us.
Oh yeah, how'd she like us?
I mean,
Are you still allowed to hang out with us?
no.
Did she have strong opinions about Joe?
No. What?
Because she said she's like conservative.
Yeah, she is. But she's not like.
You told me to worry that she might have strong opinions. That's why I'm asking you.
That was probably just joking.
Oh.
She was very polite.
Everyone really liked my dog.
Oh my god,
Your
Sophie
dog
was
really liked my mom.
all over everyone.
My mom forever.
Sophie got like the most attention.
Is she going through withdrawals today?
And she's
Well,
like,
she's been sleeping all day because she's tired.
it's too much.
I bet she misses Lauren, her BFF.
Were they friends?
Oh my god, Lauren could not get enough Sophie.
I have to figure out. I'll be back.
Is it bedtime?
Yeah, it's
It kind of feels like bedtime.
yeah, I need to sleep. I gotta just have to.
I'm like,
I gotta pack 40 orders tomorrow.
I know I have to ship, and I'm tired, and I'm achy. I sat in the car for like 4 hours today, and it was a lot.
Yeah, I went to the pool all day. She's in there with an axe or something.
She's gonna hack down the nest.
Nicole's house is great. It's such a cool place.
It is, and everybody had an amazing time too.
Oh, it was great. She's gonna take the battery out of that carbon monoxide detector.
But just like for tonight, and then fucking put it back because that's important.
4. Down 3. Erasing all settings in 10 seconds. Test to cancel. 10. 9.
Oh god,
7.
counting down.
6. 5. 4. 3. 1. Erasing all settings.
A rocket's about,
I thought something was gonna like go off.
Elon Musk is gonna like walk out and a rocket's gonna
Hi,
like
Ernest.
launch out of here.
Press to test. This is only a test. The alarm will sound.
I don't know
The
how
alarm
to work
is
this
loud.
thing.
The test starts in 10 seconds.
Oh god, the
Press
test is
cancel.
starting.
10.
Ready?
9.
Corey, have you sold these before? How do they work?
6.
I know, I haven't sold that thing now.
4. 3.
I don't fuck with weird.
No, it's like
One.
a,
I don't fuck with weird shit
Only
that
a
talks
test.
to you.
Testing smoke.
Stop.
Testing carbon monoxide.
No.
Doctor Who is going to.
Sophie's like, why?
All right, kids, I'm going to bed.
All
The
right.
test is finished.
I'm
Test
tired.
Everything looks good.
Everything looks good. Good night.
See you guys shortly.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Go.